Warning! Bitching about the border may make you a racist. Okay, so when we get a scumbag who rapes a 93-year-old woman, I'm gonna elaborate on that later. It's racist. So when you get a whole bunch of shitbags shipping in drugs, it's racist. No. That's not racist. That's realizing that there's a problem, and it just so happens to be another group of individuals out there who just so happen to be another race, and you're complaining about it. Oh, therefore you must be a racist. Oh, so it's racist to speak out against a group known as the Atzlans for saying that they want to take over the Southwest America. They want to take over California. You know what? They can have California because, well, the laws there are just bullshit. Okay. They can take California, but Arizona, New Mexico, Utah? All the way down to Texas? That's my fucking territory. No. Stolen Mexico, la la la. It wasn't stolen. Santa Anna signed it over. After he lost. How many defeats it was? Remember the Alamo. The Alamo, which triggered another battle. I can't remember the name of the battle really right offhand. You know what? I'm not going to go into that. But it was a groundbreaking defeat. I watched the movie. It was fucking great. It was signed over legally, so it wasn't stolen at all. Shit. You listen to this stuff these fuckers like to say. To get your mind off the real issues. Here's the problem. We got too many pissant politicians who don't want to speak about it because, oh, you may be a racist. I'm not racist. And any of these politicians who will actually talk about the borders being an issue, guess what? They're not racist either. Well, unless they really are racist, but it's not exactly a racial issue. I understand why a lot of illegal immigrants are going here, because Mexico is a piece of shit right now. People are getting pissed off at how the Mexican government is doing things. Why? Because the Mexican government's corrupt. Corrupt as fuck. They work hand in hand with the cartels to make things happen. Oh, let's not forget what our government's done with the cartels. Fast and Furious. How many border agents have died because of this stuff that's been spilling over? We lost 2 wars. Iraq and Afghanistan. If you don't agree with me, well, here's my point on that. Oh, we're fighting for your freedoms and your American way of life. Patriot Act, National Defense Authorization Act. TSA agents groping your balls every time you go to the airport. You know, I think it's kind of fucked up whenever I go to the airport and the first thing they want to do is they want to call me out because I'm a slight color of brown. Okay, we need you to go behind this filter, this white shade thingy. You're going to drop your trowel. You're going to drop trowel and I'm going to stick my finger up your mud cutter. Yeah, is that racist? I don't know. Well, he's light color brown. He might be an Arab. We don't know. We just got to make sure. Okay, now about the guy who raped the 93-year-old woman. I did 2 more serious videos on my other channel, Unyielding Shogun. Okay, I'm going to leave you a link to these 2 articles that I'm going to mention here. Now, they both come from The Blaze. If anyone knows if this is like a tabloid, I would like you to tell me. The Blaze. In July, 93-year-old Nebraskan Louise Solowin was brutally murdered in a home she lived in for more than 70 years. She was beaten and raped, allegedly by a 19-year-old immigrant from Mexico. Sergio Martinez Perez, who was charged with the murder, was expected to begin his pre-trial proceedings on Friday. He had been living in the States illegally for more than 4 months, working as a roofer before he was apprehended. Okay, here's another article that happened a day before. That article was from the 13th. This is from September 12th, 2013. American ranchers living along the Arizona's southwest border are living in a war zone. They are fed up with a federal government that has failed them and warn that the chaos spilling from Mexico is putting U.S. national security at risk. It is, fuckers. Fuck, it went out. Mary, an Arizona rancher who spoke to the Blaze on the condition of anonymity in fear of retribution from the drug cartels. It's not our country anymore. We are bound by the laws of our country, but we are living in the law of the cartels. Now, that being said, don't you think that maybe the border should be more of an issue? Don't you? Don't you? I think so. Illegal immigration. You know how much paperwork my mother had to file to become a legal immigrant here in the United States? You see, getting married to an army guy doesn't exactly cut it all the time. Well, then again, my dad was Navy, but still, the fact remains the same. My dad was Navy. And my mother had to go through a lot of shit just so she can live here legally. She later became a citizen of the United States, and, well, I'm proud of my mother for that. Except that she doesn't understand what the Second Amendment means. They're living by the laws of the cartels. The cartels! 20-some-odd thousand people died last fucking year because of the cartels. And the drug wars that they got going down. 20-some-odd thousand. I want you to tell me something. America has lots of gun laws. We've only had about 10,000. And most of those are related to drug violence and all that other crap. Mexico has no gun laws. I mean, their gun laws are like this. You're not allowed to have a gun at all. Okay, there are some, according to an Al Jazeera report, there are some exceptions where you're allowed to have them. But guess what? The guns are very, very common down there. Let me tell you why. Because the criminals don't give a shit. They'll get them some way, somehow. They don't give two shits and a fuck about the law. Hence, they're criminals by profession. Of course, they're going to have guns. And that being said, what do you think? I think since we lost Afghanistan and Iraq, maybe we should bring the soldiers and put them on the border. Maybe build that giant fence that we've been talking about for so long. Make it twice as high. Add a couple wires between there. A couple layers. Sure, it'd be a dent in the taxpayer's dollar, but then again, so is Obamacare, and I don't see too many people screaming about that. Well, because what's the mass majority of the thought about behind that? It's like, oh, well, some people can't pay for it. Well, now I can't pay for it. The fact of the matter is, it's not racist to bring up this shit. It's not at all. It's not. Maybe there's a problem that needs to be solved genuinely, and we're not doing a damn thing about it. Do you think so? I want to know what you think. Like, dislike, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you like this video, I want you to subscribe. Anyways, because I'm doing a documentary on the subject, among other subjects here in America, I have a donation button below. I need about $13,000, 14, 15, somewhere around there in order to get the thing just on the border. And about 20,000 for the whole thing. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Take care. Like, dislike, subscribe, whatever. I still want you to comment on what you think. Have a good day.